Hey everyone, this is Kev Matheson from Edge Investments, or as you might know me in the investing communities, Small Cap Kev, due to my love of investing in early stage companies. I'm also a very big advocate in investing in the plant-based food space. One such company that I'm a proud shareholder of is Boosh Foods. I'm sitting down with the founder, Connie Marples, and the CEO, Jim Pakulis, who have invited me into their beautiful new studio to film some content. So thanks guys for having me in.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
It's refreshing to get away from a webcam for once, so this is great.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, there's no Zoom here, no lag. And so with this beautiful new studio, why don't we kick it off there? What's the vision for the space? What kind of content do you plan on creating? And guide us through your thought process there.
Well, we have two stages, the one we're on, and our other one is our kitchen, which will be probably the one used most. We're going to be doing all kinds of recipe development with our own ingredients that we have, and also lots of different plant-based recipes. We'll be inviting chefs and other trailblazers in the industry to come in and whip up some dishes and inspire people to cook more plant-based meals.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And most people watching are going to be pretty familiar with Boosh, but for the new arrivals that are new to the story, why don't you walk us through, give us a little bit of a background on the company and what it is you guys are doing.
Sure. Well, Boosh Food was created to help people transition to more of a plant-based diet. Most of our consumers are flexitarians, so just people trying to eat more plants. So we started with a line of comfort food dishes, so they're most familiar to everyone. Things like shepherd's pie, mac and cheese, bolognese pasta, curry dishes, things that you can just heat and eat and have a meal ready in just a few minutes' time.
Big fan of the shepherd's pie. That was the first one that stood out.
Yeah. Well, that one is good. We make it right from scratch. We make our own mushroom gravy, which we start with mushroom broth that we create, and then we build the flavors. So it's mushroom gravy, veggies, Beyond Meat crumbles, and then we layer it with garlic mashed potatoes.
Oh, excellent.
Can't argue with that.
And so for those of you new to the story, I'll just remind you, in Canada, the stock trades under the ticker symbol VEGI.CN, recently listed in the US as well, VGGIF. So as an investor, one of the first things that stood out to me about this company is the share structure. You had a very unique way of financing it. You have a lot of retail shareholders. Jim, why don't you walk us through the thought process and what kind of benefits may accrue to shareholders as a result of your unique structure?
Sure. We are trying to be as non-dilutive as possible with this structure, with the fact that all of us are shareholders. In fact, I have to pay for my shares as the CEO. We structured it that way. We wanted everyone to be rowing in the same boat, tying that to be as non-dilutive as possible. So when we premeditated this, we thought, what would be the best mechanism to go to market and have the least amount of shares outstanding? A simple supply and demand, right? You want to have a small amount of supply and certainly a larger amount of demand, and therefore your share price will go up. So based on that theory, after our IPO, post-IPO, which took place May 27th of 2021, we had roughly 16 million shares outstanding. We only raised 2.875 million, and we brought in 1,100 shareholders, of which most of them were accredited. A lot of the shareholders wanted a larger position. In fact, we had verbal orders of about $10 million, but we were very patient in regards to not diluting the company. So we did a 50-cent raise, raised just shy of $3 million, 1,100 shareholders. Our market cap's roughly 16 million. When you look at our peers are the smallest market cap is roughly $80 million. So think about that difference between us, 20 million, and the 80 million. So we have a huge runway ahead of us. And I think that bodes well for any shareholder interested in doing their due diligence looking at Boosh to invest in. When you combined the share structure with the corporate structure, I just think it's an excellent opportunity for investors to go ahead and acquire some shares in Boosh. We have Connie, who has over a quarter of a century of experience in the food industry. We have Ali Samai, who also has a quarter of a century of experience in the natural food industry. Myself, over a dozen years in the pubco and the small emerging pubcos, really similar to your background, being in the corner suite as well. So when you combine that with arguably the largest transformation from one industry to another, from the animal-based industry to the plant-based industry. Bloomberg came out with by 2050 there should be $1.4 trillion transformation from animal to plant-based. I don't know any other industry that's going to go through that transformation. So you combine that as well as the wonderful products that Connie and the team have put together that we're bringing to market, having over 400 stores now. And you put that together, I think it's just a really attractive opportunity for potential investors.
And so that's actually a perfect segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about. So you are in 400 stores currently. One of the newest developments since we last spoke was that you're now rolled out across Whole Foods in Canada.
Yeah.
So can we do a bit of a check-in on distribution? How's that going?
Great. Well, we just got out of the gates, but they put us on special as soon as we came on. We got listed sometime the end of July, and they've already all placed more orders, so we know it's rolling through. It's good.
Excellent. And I see that e-commerce is now part of the strategy as well. You recently announced your product will be available on shopveggie.com.
Yes.
How do we see e-commerce fitting into the overall sales strategy for the company?
Well, it's so important to be able to offer both. And we looked at the model of having frozen food as our primary line. It's very difficult for us to take that on ourselves. So we wanted to partner with somebody that has the same reach that we need across Canada and moving into the US as well, which is part of their strategy. They're going all over the United States. So yeah, it was a perfect arrangement. And not everybody wants to go to the grocery store anymore.
Certainly.
Yeah, I mean, it's been growing. Of course, COVID made people even more used to it, and they're not switching back, which is something that we wanted, but we didn't want to take on ourselves.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And you touched on expanding into the US. Can we elaborate on that? What are your expansion plans for the US market?
Well, we have a US broker, a great broker that they're already outselling right now. We've got distribution center set up in Bellingham, right over the border, so it's so close from our plant here. And yeah, we're just getting rolling, and we're excited. We know that we should be rolling product out in the next couple of months to the US. So.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So products, so we touched on a frozen line, a chill line. Maybe let's get more into the product side of things. How many SKUs do you have right now? Yeah. And let's talk about some of the innovation kind of going forward that we can expect.
Okay, sure. Well, in our frozen line, we have 4 bowls and 2 entrees for 2. And the bowls are meant sort of a quick lunch type of thing. We have 2 pasta and 2 rice blend. And in our rice blend, we use brown rice, quinoa, hemp, chia, flax, and pumpkin seeds, stuff that you don't know that it's there, but it just makes you feel good. And then our entrees we have 2 types of pie. Who doesn't love pie? Shepherd's pie, which I explained earlier, has mushroom gravy and the Beyond Meat crumbles. We wanted something really sort of meaty texture and flavor in that dish because it helps people transition to a plant-based diet if you've got those familiar flavors. And then we top it with a garlic mashed potatoes.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then the veggie pot pie is also equally delicious, full of good stuff. So.
Yep, I can certainly vouch for that. Me and my team are clearing out Whole Foods every chance we get.
It is good, isn't it? Yeah, flaky crust.
Yeah. So it's great to hear about the frozen line that you have. Is there anything else that you have in the works?
Yes, actually, we just launched a refrigerated line. We have 3 different entrees available in a pouch. We've got a chili, a sloppy joe, and a good gravy. It's actually mushroom gravy. And on the back of the packages, there's a QR code, and it'll take you to all these recipes and ways you can use the products. They're great on their own or mixed with other things.
Amazing. I can't wait to try.
They're awesome. Yeah. And as well, we've got a shelf-stable mac and cheese coming out. Quite some time ago, we purchased a powdered cheese company, and we've tweaked the recipe slightly and added a second one. So we have 2 shelf-stable mac and cheese coming out with organic brown rice pasta and this amazing, delicious powder, just similar to a KD style, but much healthier and really, really delicious.
Well, you guys better be feeding me after this.
No, we could throw you some.
Oh, perfect. Well, there's really great to meet with you guys in person for the first time. And for those of you guys watching at home, there's a few things that I want you to do. The first thing, if you haven't already, add Boosh to your watch list, whether you're Canadian or American. The second thing I want you to do is we actually have a chat group. It's a WhatsApp chat group where investors are talking about the stock. I'll leave a link below, depending on what platform you're watching. The link will be somewhere. Join us, chat with us. We can answer your questions directly. It's a fun chat room to be in. If you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out. We're definitely going to be doing more interviews like this in this gorgeous studio. We got to make use of it. And of course, more importantly than anything else, go try the food. Go try the products. Whole Foods. It's available. It's actually, you see it pretty much everywhere I go. The bright colors are hard to miss.
Yeah.
So
we have a store finder on our website.
Perfect.
So it helps if you're across Canada and not near a Whole Foods. There's lots of other retailers right across Canada.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kev. Thanks for coming by.
Cheers.